Hello folks. So in this video I'm going to be actually trying out some language models, say small language, large language models. Thing is there's this thing called Olama. I don't know what exactly it does, but it helps with running models is what I heard. So OpenAI and Olama partner to launch GPT OSS. So it looks like they have some open source thing to bring its latest state of the art open weight models to Olama. So there is GPT OSS, which is basically GPT is a popular model. Chat GPT is based on GPT, I think. So and then there are different versions. Um, and this is a pretty recent thing. So August 5th. So today is like September 10th. Anyways, so they say download and whatnot, and they have a paid thing also, Turbo, where you can supercharge models with faster hardware. I think this one is about connecting to data centers. So basically, run models using data center grade hardware instead of running it in your local machine, in your laptop or whatever, computer or even a Raspberry Pi. So these people have a lot of models. So if you look at the models that they have a lot of models, and you can see them with tags, something about tools, thinking. Like I think some models can do some thinking and reasoning and tell what they're thinking. I'm not sure. Sounds like it. I don't know much about AI yet. And then this B is basically 1.5 billion parameters. I think it's the weights and bias. I'm not sure. And then there is also some of them have millions also. For example, million. I mean, it'll say M. So I look for small language models. When I look for small, it'll say it's a small version or it's a small large language and all that. So here you can actually see that this is small large language model, right? And then there are small models also. For example, 135 million parameters and all that, right? So so for example, this one has just 135 million parameters. Here you can see 135M to say it's it's 135 million, 135M. The M is for million here, and you can actually see that there are so many models, and you can actually click around and say if it's for vision, say for example, it's for looking at some things. Like for example, vision is so this one, for example, it's a collection of instruction tuned image reasoning generative models, right? So interesting stuff. So there is computer vision related stuff or just AI related vision stuff, and there is embedding. Just a minute. Um, Let me check where embedding is. So this is a high performing open embedding model with a large token context window. So I need to check what that means, but I think embedding model helps with creating embedding. I'm not sure though, because embedding I think is basically just vectors where a word is converted into a vector, and if two words are similar, the vectors will be close to each other. So this model requires Olama. Download it here. It can only be used to generate embeddings, right? It can only be used to generate embeddings. So if you see, is a large context length encoder that surpasses OpenAI, and these also performance on short and long context tasks. REST API is basically this. If you give the model as this and say the prompt is this, you will get the stuff. So I think model is equal to this, prompt is the sky is blue. So I think if you just run this, maybe this is just 275 MB, right? So let me just pull this down. By the way, I've also tried to run or pull some models like GPT OSS 20 billion, which is around some I think 13 GB something, right? I've also gotten Nemotron, so you can actually see. So let me pull this, and it'll look like this basically when you pull a new model. So you can see the progress bar and all. If you pull it again, well, it should just say pulling and then say that it's already done. So something similar to Docker image pull, if you know about containers and Docker containers, and how you pull manifests and images and the image itself, right? So if you do this again, it will say pulling manifest, but it will be done, right? And if you do the same thing for GPT like GPT OSS, so I've already done it, so there's not a problem. There is also Nemotron. So let me just get Nemotron Mini. So here you can actually see Oh, I'm trying to run it. Sorry. Pull pull this model. I've already pulled it, so it'll be pretty fast. So yeah. So now so I will actually just run this model. I just wanted to try out some stuff. So yesterday I spoke to Nemotron. I just say hi, and it's pretty fast actually. Hello, I'm here to help you with any questions. So it is actually streaming it. It's not giving thinking too much or getting the output finally and then giving the output. It's streaming. So I'm here to help you with any questions or tasks you have in mind. How can I assist you today? Ask me some questions to understand more about me, right? So sure, I'd be happy to ask you a few questions to better understand your interests and preferences. Here are a few questions. Today it's giving it like this. Yesterday I think it gave it in one line. Like everything was in one line. There was no bulletin point and all, but there was there was one bracket and then two bracket to say 1 2 3 numbered bulletin, but it's all in a single line. It's not like one new line for each and every question. But here it's interesting. It's in one new line for each question, and but no 1 2 3 or dots or anything or hyphens to say it's a list item, list of questions. So, what is your favorite hobby or pastime or activity? Do you have any special interest in technology or gadgets? What kind of music do you enjoy listening to most? Would you like me to recommend any books, movies? Yeah, I got book recommendations yesterday. Or TV shows for you based on your preferences. Is there anything specific you'd like me to help with today? Cool. So, let me just say something like my favorite hobby is reading books usually. um, I have special interests in technology, yes, and gadgets too, yes. I love programming languages like Golang. I'm also interested in other modern languages too, programming languages too, like Rust, but I haven't learned enough of Rust. Gadgets, I'm into any new and fancy and helpful gadgets. For example, I don't know. I don't know what can I say. Mechanical tools or electronic gadgets. Like robots for cleaning. And then I don't listen to music much, but I do enjoy listening. I don't listen to music much, but I do enjoy listening some specific kinds of music. Usually motivating, upbeat music, music to which I can groove, right? Just a minute, what do we have? Stay in the call and okay, groove. And yes, I would like for you to recommend movies, books, and even TV shows. Though I hardly watch TV shows these days. Um, there's nothing else specific that I would like you to help with me. Sorry, help me with. I would like. I would like to help me with. Thanks for asking. So that's a big response. Great answers based on interest so far. Here are some recommendations for books. Have you read any of the Ready Player One series? It's a popular science fiction novel. It combines classic video game culture and nostalgia. If not, it might be something interesting to check out. TV shows, it says Orphan, Black Mirror, The Expanse, the series you mentioned. I didn't mention any series. I think TV shows that I hardly watch these days. Interesting. I never specified it. The series you mentioned, it says. They all have strong science fiction and themes. For movies, there are science. Last year, I recommend some music artists that you might enjoy. I read more of non-fiction books, like books on self-help and read books on caste system, etc., or politics, world politics, or economics, climate change, etc. But I'm interested in them. Oh, this is my previous answer. Okay. By the way, you can actually just type some things, and I think let me just copy this in case it gets. I think you can do Control K and the things in front of the cursor will go away. And if you do Control U, good that I kept track of it. So if you do Control U, I think it will remove all the things before it, right? Of the full sentence before it. So Control U. Control W will remove just the first one word, right? And Control W will just remove one word. Control E will go to the first, Control this, and I think you can just type help. For help, you can see this shortcuts. Basically, it will tell you all the shortcuts. So Control D exit, Control C here. Control L is to clear the screen, delete the word before the cursor, before a sentence after the cursor. If there is a big sentence after the cursor, then it will delete the whole sentence. I think if you do Control K, and Control U is for behind, and yeah, that's it. Alt B, I don't know, I'm not able to do anything with it, or Alt F, so I don't know. Yeah, anyways, let me get this right. Okay. 1 minute. I haven't read other kinds of non-fiction books, like ones on caste. Okay, understand. And but yes, I do watch TV shows and documentaries on many things with all kinds of genres, like drama, thriller, or any kind of fiction based content, but not a book, instead a visual. Movies, series, etc. Documentaries, videos, etc. And audio and audiobooks. And then yeah, that's it. So after this, let's see. Great. Based on interest in non-fiction topics such as self-help caste. For books related to caste system or Indian culture, you might want to check out The Hindus by Wendy Doniger. It's a scholarly yet engaging book that offers an insight into the Hindu religion and society in India. If you're interested in economics, I recommend Capital in the 21st Century by Thomas Piketty. This is a highly acclaimed book on economic inequality and its historical and contemporary manifestations. For documentaries or videos related to world politics or climate change, there are many platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, or YouTube that offer such content. Here are some recommendations: The World According to Trump, a documentary about the current US administration; An Inconvenient Truth, Al Gore's documentary on global warming; The Great Hack, about Cambridge Analytica scandal. These documentaries have received critical acclaim for their exploration of various political and social issues. Lastly, I recommend some music artists who often discuss topics like politics or inequality. Kendrick Lamar is known to touch upon these subjects in his songs as he is very politically conscious rapper. Beyonce has also spoken about female empowerment and feminism through her lyrics. Enjoy new recommendations. Thanks. That helps a lot. So let me just put it as this. Interesting. It's a very chat or chatty bot. It gives pretty fast response. Welcome. I'm glad you found the recommendation helpful. If you have any other questions that ask, feel free to ask. Do you know coding? I didn't say programming languages or coding or whatever, or software development or software industry or tech industry, anything related. Coding can also mean sending code or codifying some special word, or codifying a word into a special code, right? It's like code red or code, give a code name or whatever, right? So as an AI language model, I can understand and generate text in programming languages such as Python, JavaScript, Java, and more recently even Rust due to its popularity among programmers. However, my proficiency may not be at the same level as a human programmer with extensive experience. Can you write a JavaScript program to create promises with timeout, with a specific timeout? Okay. Let's see how that goes. Here's an example of how you could use promises in JavaScript with a custom timeout. So promise resolve set timeout, and your code here will be executed after the specified timeout period has passed. Your result or data. This function is called in the past. Create a promise that resolves after 6 seconds. So with a specified okay, so this would create a promise that resolves, actually it's 3 seconds. The third argument is to celebrate the specifies the amount in milliseconds. 6 seconds, weird. It's actually 3 seconds. Okay. If there's a specific callback function being executed, if it has not been rejected earlier, make sure to replace your result earlier with what you want to return when the promise is resolved. If needed, you can change the method using then, catch and all that, or you can use try catch with async and await, I guess. Promises which call an asynchronous task or function, and stop and ensure there's a specific timeout for the asynchronous task where the promise rejects if the timeout has reached, given the asynchronous task or function is not yet over and is still running, processing or running, right? Of course, here's how you could achieve this using promises in JavaScript with custom timeouts. So delay timeout, so set timeout. Your code here, this resolve the function returns once the task is complete, regardless of whether it's success or an error. Here timeout the third in milliseconds, example 10 seconds. Okay. Here's the promise that resolves after timeout milliseconds. The asynchronous task is complete and rejects otherwise. So delay task, okay. Code executed in the asynchronous completes within the specified timeout or immediately after it resolves, not in a rejection case. Okay. There is no reject over here weirdly. A reject. Yeah, it's not rejected. Yes. That doesn't seem to be the right code. But thanks for the help. Previous response didn't need it. Please feel free to ask any further questions. Okay. So I wanted to run this one also now, which is does not support generate. Okay. I think we'll have to call this API. So embeddings, maybe REST API just do this. Sky is blue because of relay scattering. Okay. I think this will take some time, but it will be done. In the meanwhile, I wanted to also check, what is running in my machine. Like Olama, is it like, what is it doing? It says Olama runner, and then there's models. There's these models like, I don't know. It says blobs and whatnot. So model, there are some models, and then there are some. So if I say Nemotron, I think there is a Nemotron VDS. So that is, so basically there are some things running behind the scenes. Oh, this is the embedding for it. So let me say, what's the embedding for? How would I put a? Damn it! I'm not able to put a. Okay. Smile. Okay. Oh, that's big. And then chuckle. Interesting. So let me just put this in here. Play 10 LLM play dot log. Okay. So let me just say this. Chuckle, and then smile, and then pull, and of course other stuff like pull Nemotron or pull GPT-OSS, or say pull like okay, and I can actually capture this also. Hi, it's I. It's not I. Basically, it's taking quite some time though. This is taking a lot of time. I'm just gonna say hi. It's taking a lot of time to respond though. So let me just go here. It's taking a lot of time to respond, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. And PSOX RG model, there's nothing running, I think. Oh, there is something running. I wonder which one. I think this is some model. Llama runner model. Interesting. So there is something over here. I don't know which model this is, but okay. I think we'll have to kill that probably. Right. Just gonna go ahead and just say, okay, the machine has become pretty slow. Can I kill the Olama server from here? I don't know. Olama, stop running a model. PS, there is this model that's running. It's been running for this much time, so I'll just say stop, and it takes the model name. So I'll just say GPT OSS 20B. Yeah, now it has stopped. This time, so if I say stop, could not be found. Okay, stop. Okay, cool. So I've stopped it, so I think now it won't run. PSOX. Olama service running. Model, no, all good. So anyway, so now I want to actually try out. Okay, I've tried out enough things. Maybe I'll try out other different models. Just a minute. Oops. And yeah, there was this model. So I had more models. I had Olama list. So I've tried out this. I still haven't tried out this. This is 13 GB. I can try out this by the time. Olama run this. It does some thinking and all. So let me see if I can actually find. Can you write? Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to do. Let me try to put this in here. So now I'll just put this in here. It's a simple JavaScript program, so it's writing with a class and all. Async task, new promise, set timeout 5 seconds. Create promise with timeout. Interesting. This has done a great job actually. Function that will create a promise with timeout. So now new promise, start time now, interval ID. Okay. Basically, this is the ID for this. Actually, this is an interval though. Again and again, it will keep trying. Okay. I don't know why it would try again and again. Instead of a set timeout, why is it a set interval? Just a minute. Just a minute. Cool. So anyways, it should have been set timeout. I don't know why set interval. So it takes the like current time and then sees if it is greater than the timeout. And this runs, this interval is in milliseconds, so every 10 milliseconds it will run. If it is greater than the timeout, then clear the interval and reject timeout. Okay, so it doesn't do a set timeout, by the way. It does a set interval and keeps checking if the timeout has happened. Else result. Oh, result is equal to function. Oh, else if function. Okay. Okay. This will run it multiple times. Else if function. So now function is actually going to get called, and function is a async task 5 error message. So we'll call the function async task new promise. Okay, it will return immediately. No, this is not correct. Anyways, it will return immediately because it will return the promise. I'll be doing this thing. Will approximately take 5 seconds to complete. And then resolve. To be right, but it's okay. I'll figure. I'll experiment and test it out. Thanks for now. Bye. So I think I can just do a bye. The thing is, here it says this, and then this is the thing, and this is just timeout error, and then timeout error, just, and the function that will be executed within the promise. In this case, it simulates some work being done with the timeout of approximately 5 seconds. Creates a promise specified timeout. If the promise's task takes too long to complete, it rejects with a timeout error after the set amount of time has passed. Usage example shows how you can use this function to create a promise that execute an asynchronous task within a certain time frame. So please note that the interval ID is stored in the global scope, which might not be desirable. It's in the global scope, is it? How come? Yeah, it's here. Anyways, and this might not be desirable. Okay, you may need to refactor it so that it's encapsulated by the. Okay, isn't okay. I apologize for the potential issues with the code. You're right, there might be some limitations or edge cases that aren't perfectly handled. Creating a promise with a timeout can be tricky as it requires careful consideration of how to detect when the task has timed out without interfering with the task itself. The interval based approach I use is one common way to do this, but there are other methods and nuances to consider. If you're experiencing issues or have questions about how to modify the code or understand its behavior, feel free to share what's not working as expected, and I'll do my best to help you troubleshoot and improve it. Thanks, so have a great day and happy coding. If you need any more assistance in the future, don't hesitate to reach out. Bye. Cool, so that was pretty interesting. Anyway, so that's all I had for this video. Trying out stuff to write code, and I can actually try out this code maybe now. Sample code 1.js. So I'll just do this. I'll put a timeout of 2 seconds or 1 second. Let me just run this then. Copy relative path. No, copy path, sorry. And then do node this. Do I have node? Node version? Yes, node this. It's taking 5 seconds. Create promise a timeout, then result this. Okay, task completed. It didn't time out, like I said. So this was the timeout. Ideally, we should have done this sample code to JS AI sample code. So you need to do this. Yes, you shouldn't call this basically, because if you call this multiple times, I think you're calling this multiple times. Set interval, and then this will get called once, right? And then again it will get called. Is this, so this is the function it's passing. We call this function, it will return the promise, and then we do a result. There is no wait, right, anywhere. Anyways, I think this is just wrong completely. There is no rejection over here. So after 5 seconds it will complete, right? I think this we can just say declare but never used, so you can just use this, or remove unused prefix with an underscore. You can just remove this, or you can just do this, or yeah, you fix it with an underscore. So to modify. So this is the thing, and here I'll have a timeout. I'll not call this. So I need to actually wait for this to finish. Okay. Resolve with the result. I think I need to call this separately outside. Right. So this is fine. Set interval, and here is where I need to say function, right? If function, then I need to say something like this. I don't know how this will work out. Let me see. Task timed out after this, right? So let me just say this copy path. So after 2 seconds it should have timed out. So let me just say async, right? This one I can say it as okay, if function let me see if I can do this. No, it just runs for 5 seconds, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 seconds. So let me just do async and say here await, right? And then resolve with the result. So let me do that again. Task timed out after 1 millisecond. Interesting. So after 1 millisecond, interesting. Okay, yeah, it was not supposed to be 1 millisecond. Oops, 1 minute. Timer in 1000. So this was again wrong. Just let me pause for a moment. Hello folks, so resuming on this, so timed out, so it says 1 second, and this runs for oops, it shows here also. Anyways, this runs for 5 seconds. Interval is in milliseconds. Okay. And task timed out after timeout is basically seconds into 1000 by 1000. Okay, so it didn't put a bracket here. So it has to be like first 1000. So what it did was, I think it didn't multiply this first, but instead did this division first. I think BODMAS rule. So first divide, then multiply. So in this case, this with that, I think, yeah, after 1 second actually. This is the second. Seconds into 1000 divided by 1000. Actually, why should we even say divide by 1000 into 1000? I mean, damn, doesn't matter. I should have just removed this in the first place, because multiply by 1000 and then divide by 1000, what's the point? It's just multiplying by 1. So it should have been basically into 1000 milliseconds. Or yeah, basically this. So if that's the case, then yup, so that happened. Cool. So if I time out after 10 seconds, so if the thing finishes off, clear interval, then we need to 3, 4, 5. Task completed and doesn't finish off though. Oh, it does finish off. So interesting. I think it comes. So let me just put this as 1 second then. It should take 1 second to complete, but it takes 10 seconds to close though. And then time out and then like close up. It didn't reject though. You can't reject an already done thing, already resolved promise. So I think the ideal thing to do here is basically just clear the timeout, clear this, interval function, interval ID is okay for now, but yeah. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, that's pretty fast. I think that's the best way to do it. Cool. So that's all I had for this video, where we do some playing around with AI and trying out coding with AI. That's all I had for this video. Try out AI and yeah, trying out coding with AI. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.